Yes, people, how's it going? Welcome back to Lily White Lane and welcome along to your match preview for Tottenham Hotspur's game tomorrow afternoon as the boys are set to travel up north to take on Burnley. Sean Dyche's side tomorrow afternoon with a 2 o'clock kickoff. Can they do it on a cold, wet, rainy afternoon at Turf Moor? We'll have to wait and find out. But look, before we do get into the video and before we do get in to tomorrow's game, I just want to say, hope you're all doing well, hope you're all keeping okay, as I say, and hope you're all having a smashing weekend, hope you're having a fantastic weekend, really do enjoy yourselves, and hopefully Spurs can top it off tomorrow. But anyway, back on subject, back to topic. Spurs set to take on Burnley tomorrow at Turf Moor. Dare I say it, for a Spurs-Burnley game up north at Turf Moor, I am actually quite looking forward to it. I am looking forward to it. Now, Spurs need to bounce back from that absolute shambles and disaster class, that guff, absolute guff. What wasn't yesterday, on Thursday against Muir, as I say, losing to the worst team in European football. An absolute joke. But I don't think that told us that Conte's not doing well. I don't think that told us that a lot of the players are bad. I think it told us that our second team and our fringe players are nowhere near good enough to play for Tottenham. The likes of Matt Doherty, the likes of even Ben Davies, for example, these sorts of players, nowhere near good enough to play for Tottenham Hotspur, and we must get them out in January. And Conte's post-match interview was, in my opinion, the most honest interview we've actually seen from Spurs since the Mauricio Pochettino days. He basically says, if I don't get what I want in January with players, then I'm walking, I'm going. And fair play to him, because he's been guaranteed that by Daniel Levy. I'm almost sure of it, otherwise he wouldn't have came. And he also said the level of Spurs isn't, basically said the level of Spurs at the minute is nowhere near good enough. And he's absolutely spot on, and so many managers before, and it's so much better. Because you look at Nuno and he'd just be, standing there licking his lips, dishonest. Obviously the club's told him what to say, but have something about you, have some personality, just stand there and go, the players will bounce, the players will bounce back. I think the players, can bounce back. And yeah, these players, they showed a lot of courage. They clearly didn't, Nuno, because you've just been thrashed by Man United or Chelsea or Palace. So, what are you on about? And it's finally some honesty from this club instead of papering over the cracks and making us look a better business model for for bloody Daniel Levy at the top, Mr. Know-It-All. And look, but anyway, going off topic again, we need to bounce back from that. And we are set to take on Burnley tomorrow afternoon. And I do think this will be a much tougher game than Burnley the last couple of years. Because Burnley, dare I say it, aren't playing defensive football anymore. It's a miracle, right? Burnley, dubbed as the new Stoke since they came to the Premier League, well known and renowned for their boring, part-the-bus defensive football, which has worked, and Sean Dyche has been credited for it. But this season, Sean Dyche has gone off his rocker and said, actually, you can stuff your defensive football. We're going to go for teams. If we're going to go out, we're going to go out with a bang. And that's exactly what they're doing. I don't think that they're, in the relegation zone at the minute. They're picking up good points. They're beating a lot of teams. And, they do look a lot better. They got some good youth players being developed. That, Cornetto, it's not Cornet, he looks really good in that midfield, as I say. Oh, I fancy a Cornetto now. But anyway, he looks really good in that midfield for them. Chris Wood banging in goals left, right and centre. He looks good. Tarkowski, a real defensive rock. They're looking a lot better than they have the last couple of seasons. And it's going to show with the goals they're scoring and the points they're picking up. A draw against Palace. Palace are a good team this season under Vieira. Scoring 3 goals, also conceding 3, it's not what you normally expect from Burnley. And, big 3-1 win over Brentford. I can't remember some of their other fixtures, but they have been winning games and winning a lot more than they have the past couple of seasons. Granted, it didn't start off that way with attacking football, and people like Burnley just stick to what you know, basically. But they have changed it up a bit, and it is beginning to work now. And I do believe, that they will, I do believe in Christmas, but it's not Christmas yet. Can't sing Christmas songs till the 1st of December, but, going off topic again, I think, I can't even remember what I was on about. I do believe Burnley will stay up if they continue playing this style of play. And they are looking quite good, as I said a second ago, developing some good youth players. Sean Dyche off his rocker, changing the bloody tactics. I'm loving it. I really am loving it. And I do expect goals tomorrow. I don't think it's going to be a boring 1-0 or a 0-0 or a 2-0 or something like that. I'm expecting, you know, a 3-2 or a 3-1. You know, I'm expecting an exciting, attacking goal game tomorrow. And we definitely could get that. But there's just as much chance as we could get one of those 0-0s or one of those 1-0, you know, one of those tight sort of wins. But look, we'll have to wait and see tomorrow. But, you know, last game in the Premier League, massive win against Leeds. Was it a good enough performance? No. But Conte's team talk changed, you know, the team at half-time. You could clearly see it was a game of two halves. And in that second half, we looked a completely different team from that first half. So, look, as far as the lineup goes, I think we go the same sort of team as we did last week. I think, you know, Winks, dare I say it, gets included. Lloris in goal, you know. Tanganga, I'm not feeling confident in him at the minute. I really am not feeling confident. I thought he was nowhere near good enough on Thursday. And what he needs is someone, you know, he needs to play alongside the likes of Romero, who can really back him up and really say, come on, man, let's go and get him. Because, you know, the guidance of Sanchez and Dyer for him on Thursday was absolutely diabolical. So, look, I don't think Tanganga gets in there. I think Royale gets in there. He had a good game last weekend. I enjoyed him. Romero, Dyer. And for me, I think you give... This is a tough one, because you got options. Rodon, Tanganga and Sanchez. Now, Davinson Sanchez, you can shove Davinson Sanchez up your backside. There is no way he deserves ever. So, and some people say, oh, that's a bit strong. Oh, no, I don't think it is strong. There is no way after getting spun by someone who still has a full-time job, you know, doing something else away from football on Thursday, getting spun by some Slovenian farmer twice with the same mistake on Thursday, right? Which costs us, which costs us one of our biggest, you know, biggest losses and most embarrassing losses in our history. He should never wear that Spurs shirt again after the way he played on Thursday. Never should. That's absolutely diabolical. So he's straight away out of the equation. And I'm making myself annoyed by even talking about it. So we'll go off that. So it's between Rodon and Tanganga. And as much as I said I probably won't play Tanganga, I would choose him over Rodon. I don't think Rodon had a good enough game. Tanganga goes in there. Romero and Dyer next to him. Reguilon at left back. I think we'll go with Winks and Højbjerg in midfield. I think Skip was poor on Thursday. You know, he won't come into this game with much confidence. So I think you give him a rest and maybe bring him on towards the end if we are winning. So Højbjerg and Winks in the midfield. Kane, Son and Moura for me. Kane, Son and Moura has to start. And that is my team. That is my team to break down Burnley, I have to say. It's going to be a tough old game. It is going to be a tough game. But look, hopefully we can bounce back from Thursday. And yeah, pick up another 3 points in the Premier League. But look, I do just want to say quickly about Thursday. Look, people say I'm overreacting about it, right? Our fringe, and people say, you know, your fringe players aren't the ones who are going to play in the Premier League. Yes, but they cost us those, you know, they cost us those wins that we need in the Conference Leagues or, you know, your Europa Leagues and those sorts of games. And it goes to show how far, you know, this Thursday against Mura, that 2-1 loss shows us how far off we are from United, from Chelsea, from City. And this is where the fringe players, you know, cost us games in the Conference League will also come to cost us games or not, you know, be able to come on and win us games in the Premier League. Because you look at United, you look at Chelsea, you look at these sorts of teams. Chelsea, for example, Mason Mount gets injured, right? Who do you want to bring on? You can bring on Kovacic. Hold out that midfield with Kante. You can bring on Havertz if you want to attack and go for it if you're down, as I say. You know, someone else gets injured. Lukaku gets injured, for example. You can, you know, bring on Werner. You can bring on Havertz up top. You know, Pulisic gets injured. Bring on Hudson-Odoi. They've got options for every single position. Both, you know, you can make 2 teams out of that Chelsea side, and I think both of them will get into the top 4. Whereas Spurs, you can make 2 teams with our first team and our second team. Our first team, I think, would finish about 5th or 6th, and our second team would get relegated. And that is my honest thoughts about it. And this is where we have fallen so far off other teams. And this is why it is partially down to Daniel Levy, because they have not invested when other teams have invested in their substitutes. You know, when other teams have invested in players that need to rescue you and get you out of situations you don't want to be in. This is where Daniel Levy has not invested enough in Enoch. Other teams have got past the stage of investing in their first team. Now they're looking to add to their first team or add to their bench, make a squad. We're still adding to our team. We're still making, looking to make the best team. And this is where we have fallen off all the other teams. But look, hopefully we can pick up all 3 points tomorrow with our first team. Play a strong team, play attacking football. I do trust that we will pick up all 3 points. So my score prediction for tomorrow, I'm gonna go with another 2-1. I'm gonna go with another 2-1, just like Leeds, and hopefully that can spark some more confidence in the team. We can go on a nice little run. But anyway, this has been your lot. Thank you for watching this video. Make sure, if you're new here, to smash that subscribe button, hit that like button as hard as you possibly can, and tap that notification bell so you'll be notified every single time we do upload on the channel. Thank you for watching, and as always, come on you Spurs. Enoch out. In Conte we trust.